Okay, let's go again. So Casanova 2092. Maybe a Winawer. Right. I think that might be a move to this. I'll let him take on C3 if he wants. I'm not bothering to defend that. Yeah, pawn or two, so what? Maybe rook c1, c4. Rook c4 here. Rook c1 first. Rook c1, c4, d4 is queen e4. Overprotecting e5 for the moment. There's also maybe bishop b4s. Also maybe even there's bishop h7, so I might get the rook across to the queen side via b4. Get onto g4, h4. That'd be pretty cool. Rook b1 to b5, does that threaten to win the queen? b5, rook b5, there's no escape squares for the queen here. Rook b1 to b5. No, it just takes on a3. Unless I use rook fb1, I sorted that out anyway. So, I'll let him have another pawn anyway. If he wants a3, it's sort of decentralising queen. He's scared to castle at the moment. Is he really going to just take more material, like a computer or something? So rook e1 and knight g5 if he doesn't do anything. Okay, maybe carry on with this and maybe actually go back to the idea of c4. Maybe, I don't know if c4 is that great. How about knight g5 here, just trying to get into the king position straight off the bat. Knight g5 and there's queen h5, or even just bishop takes g5, queen h5. These bishops are like, I think, attacking quite well here. So queen h5, get the rook in, rook e3, maybe even just bishop f6, queen h5, rook e3, rook h3, end of game. Rook b4 might be useful as an exchange. Takes its queen be overloaded to e7 protection. Queen h5. Okay, going in for the kill now. So rook e3 to h3. If knight e5 takes, then I'm on h7. Rook b4 is also useful for rook h4. Maybe if the knight wasn't on it and the knight wasn't there. But at the moment rook e3, and if d4, rook e4 maybe even bishop f6 coming up. Takes, but he's got d4 attacking. No, he hasn't. That would be pinned, queen against queen pin. So bishop f6 is interesting here. Actually, let's go for that as well. So takes, knight f5, I take, queen h6, mating. Queen needs to get to f8 quicker. So I still want to get in rook e3 or maybe rook b4. So these two rook entrants, rook b3 or rook b4. Okay. So rook b4 looks the candidate because rook e3 is ruled out. I'm getting so takes, then bishop takes, then queen h6. Maybe bishop takes f5 first. If takes bishop g6, because otherwise he might have d4 coming up. Okay, so e takes d4 takes as queen f5. So if I take on f5 first, now e takes. But you can attack there, yeah. Oh dear. What about, okay, Rook H4 to 8 over here to H6. So there's Queen H6 as a threat potentially, but he's got Rook E8 to E6. Queen H6 takes. I'm not really mating, am I? There's Rook E7, that could be useful. Takes. For Queen H6 as a threat. Let's see, there's a quick mate threatened. Check. Takes Queen H6, Queen G7. That's what I need to Rook E8. I need Rook H8. Rook H8, that's a fantastic resource. He's giving up his queen for it now. So stop. Yeah, don't think so. I'll try and get the rook in via D3 soon. Like now. And there's also Queen F6. Yes, that's annoying that I didn't play Queen F6, and now there's a back row issue. First player check, then H4. He's down to 34 seconds against my 3 minutes. I don't think it's that promising for him. I've got H5 as a threat now. If he checks, then he hasn't got Rook H4. Okay. So if I check, does he go back? I could take on D5 if nothing else. So I'm threatening Rook G6 now. He resigned. That was Queen F7 to follow. Well, I enjoyed that. That was much more enjoyable than the first game this morning, that's for sure. I like the attack, you know, the pressure for the attack, the overprotection, the knight G5. Probably on sale, but probably quite dangerous. There's entry points of E3 and B4 in this game. Bishop F6. You know, once you get a pawn on F6 as a piece anyway, it's worth a piece. So one of the rook entrants because the other one was sealed off. Bishop at F5 because I didn't want the queen after D4 to be protecting F5. So Bishop F5. Now there's real dangers in the position. So this rook entry means Rook H8 is an immediate threat actually. He gave up his queen. Comments or questions on YouTube? Hope you enjoyed it as much as me. Thanks very much.